Picture this. It is 1959 and America is entering a new era. Elvis Presley is dominating the radio, the space race is heating up, and walking into a Chevrolet dealership feels like stepping into the future itself. The 1959 Chevrolet Impala wasn't just another car. It was Chevrolet's rolling declaration that the future had arrived, confident, bold, and unafraid to show off. With its massive batwing tail fins stretching nearly the full width of the car and a rear end that looked like it was designed for a rocket ship instead of a highway, the '59 Impala stopped traffic before it even moved. But here's what most people don't know. Behind those famous fins was a story of last-minute design battles, secret engineering decisions, hidden performance tricks, and strange events that took this car far beyond America. From a name that almost belonged to another vehicle, to an engine secret Chevrolet never wanted buyers to notice, to a stainless steel Impala that refused to age. These are 20 crazy facts about the 1959 Chevrolet Impala that even die-hard fans probably don't know. And stay until number 1. The final story connects this legendary Chevy to one of the most famous moments in modern hip-hop history. Let's get into it. Number 20. The tail fins were almost completely different. Before the famous batwing design became an automotive icon, Chevrolet's original sketches were far more restrained, smaller fins, closer to the previous generation's look. Then one person changed everything. When GM design chief Bill Mitchell saw the early proposals, he didn't think Chevrolet's new flagship was bold enough. As the story goes, he'd seen a jet aircraft at an air show just weeks earlier, and decided the Impala needed to look like it had broken the sound barrier. So the design team pushed the fins wider, sharper, more dramatic. Engineers panicked. Extending the fins that far meant redesigning the rear quarter panels, the trunk lid, and the tail light housings, almost from scratch, adding months to development, and real money to tooling costs. But Mitchell was right. The result became one of the most recognizable silhouettes in automotive history. Number 19. The cat's eye, tail, lights. Had a name Chevrolet never created. Look closely at the back of a 1959 Impala, and one detail grabs your attention instantly. Those narrow, chrome-wrapped tail lights. Fans call them cat's eye lights because the shape looks almost like an animal's eyes staring back at you. Here's the surprising part. Chevrolet never actually used that name. Official 1959 sales brochures never labeled the tail lights at all. The nickname, like batwing for the fins, came entirely from the public, owners, journalists, and dealership floor. Conversations invented the shorthand because the design was too striking to leave unnamed. And it wasn't just a name, it was a design first. In 1958, the Impala wore 3 round tail lights per side as a status symbol over lower trims. For '59, that hierarchy vanished. The cat's eye lens was shared identically across the Impala, Bel Air, and Biscayne, the only year all 3 trims wore the same rear lighting. By 1960, the 3 round lights were back, and the cat's eye was gone for good, making it one of the most celebrated, one-year-only design details in American car history. Number 18. The Impala name almost disappeared forever. Today, Impala feels perfect for a fast, elegant Chevrolet, but GM wasn't always sure it would keep the name. The story starts in 1956, when Chevrolet unveiled the Corvette Impala concept at the GM Motorama. People loved it. But before it could reach production, GM's legal team discovered a naming conflict that threatened the whole plan. For months, lawyers fought to secure the rights. And during that fight, Chevrolet quietly prepared a backup name. Imagine walking into a dealership in 1959 and seeing a Chevrolet, Fleetmaster Sovereign instead of an Impala. Doesn't quite have the same ring, does it? Luckily, Chevrolet won the rights, and one of the most famous names in automotive history survived by the narrowest of margins. Number 17. The convertible hit a secret engineering challenge. The '59 Impala convertible looked almost identical to the hardtop. Underneath, they were completely different animals. When engineers removed the roof, the body became far too flexible. During testing, the structure twisted enough over rough roads that the doors would bind shut. The fix was a specially reinforced frame, built just for the convertible, adding real weight and creating a structurally unique car hiding under familiar sheet metal. Most buyers never knew. They only saw the beauty. But underneath that beauty was serious, uncredited engineering. Number 16, a 1959. Impala became a symbol of America behind the Iron Curtain. During the Cold War, American cars represented something powerful: freedom, technology, a future that felt almost impossible from the other side of the world. Even Soviet filmmakers took notice. A 1959 Impala reportedly appeared in a Soviet production meant to criticize American consumer excess. The goal was to show waste. Instead, something unexpected happened. Audiences became fascinated. People wanted to know where they could get a car that looked like it came from the future. The film didn't stay in circulation long. The Impala had accidentally become one of America's best advertisements inside a country that wasn't supposed to want one. Number 15. Chevrolet hid a performance secret under the hood. In the late 1950s, automakers faced industry pressure to avoid openly promoting high-performance street engines. Chevrolet found a workaround: a hotter dual-carb version of the 283. V8 was made available, not as a factory option, but quietly through dealers, shipped in plain packaging with minimal paperwork. Officially, it didn't exist on the build sheet. Unofficially, buyers who knew what to ask for could drive off with real horsepower under that hood. It was one of Chevrolet's earliest steps toward the muscle car era, still a few years away. Number 14, the dashboard that went through 4 complete redesigns. From the outside, the '59 Impala looked like a spaceship. Chevrolet wanted the interior to feel the same way, and it took 4 tries to get there. The first version was too conservative. The second, a dramatic wraparound instrument band, looked incredible but was miserable to actually use. The radio controls required an awkward stretch. The third attempt tried to split the difference and satisfied no one. The fourth version finally raised the main gauge, cluster to eye, level, and struck the right balance between drama and usability, and it became one of the most recognizable dashboards of the era. It wasn't just a place to read your speed. It was part of the experience. Number 13. Thousands of buyers ordered an Impala without a radio. Here's a number that doesn't make sense at first glance. Tens of thousands of 1959. Impala buyers checked a box that seems unthinkable today: no radio. Some were fleet and rental buyers cutting costs. Others wanted the cleanest possible dashboard. Some planned to install their own. Aftermarket setup. Still a niche hobby in 1959. Today, a radio delete. Impala looks almost wrong, so a blank panel sitting inside one of the most dramatic dashboards of the decade. But at the time, it proved something. Not every buyer wanted the same Impala. Some wanted the loudest car on the block. Others just wanted the shape. Number 12. The Impala created a sales explosion Chevrolet never expected. When Chevrolet tallied the final 1959 numbers, even the company was stunned. The Impala alone became one of the best-selling nameplates in its history, outselling entire, competing model lines combined, not just individual rivals. Chevrolet realized something important. Customers weren't just buying transportation. They were buying identity, presence, a statement. That single-model sales record would stand for years, a benchmark. The company kept chasing for the rest of the decade. Chevrolet's own sales planners hadn't even forecasted numbers this high. The car had outsold its own. Internal projections by a margin nobody on the planning team was prepared to explain. Number 11. Chevrolet engineered the sound of the trunk closing. This one sounds unbelievable, but it's true. Chevrolet studied something almost nobody thinks about consciously: the sound a trunk lid makes when it closes. Research showed buyers unconsciously linked sound to quality. A thin metallic clang felt cheap. A deep, solid thud felt expensive. So engineers adjusted the metal, thickness, and internal reinforcement of the trunk lid, not for strength, but purely to tune that closing sound. Today, luxury brands spend serious money perfecting details like this. In 1959, doing it for a mass-market Chevrolet was ahead of its time. The Impala wasn't just designed to look expensive. It was designed to feel expensive. Number 10, the Impala became a star during a real police chase. The '59 Impala was never built as a police car. For one night in Los Angeles, America watched a family Chevrolet become an unexpected pursuit machine. A Los Angeles police pursuit involving a fleet-ordered Impala sedan was captured on camera and broadcast to the public, and showing the big Chevrolet handling hard cornering. At speeds nobody expected from a family car, viewers who'd been skeptical about the Impala's performance suddenly weren't. Dealers reportedly saw a bump in inquiries the week after it aired. Chevrolet couldn't have bought better publicity. Number 9. The roof was built stronger than anyone required. In 1959, there were no federal roof crush safety standards. Manufacturers had zero legal obligation to over-engineer anything. Chevrolet did it anyway. Engineers pushed the Impala's roof structure well beyond what any regulation of the era would have required. Years before federal crush standards even existed, nobody advertised this. It wasn't on the showroom signs. But hidden underneath those massive fins was a car built with quiet, serious engineering confidence. Safety nobody was required to sell, but Chevrolet built in anyway. Number 8. Chevrolet built a stainless steel Impala that refused to age. Most 1959 Impalas had one enemy: time. Paint faded. Metal rusted. Bodies slowly disappeared. One special Impala was different. Working with a steel supplier looking to showcase the material, Chevrolet built a fully functional stainless steel demonstration car. Hood, doors, roof, and those famous batwing fins, all stamped from stainless steel using custom tooling. Since the material behaved completely differently from standard body steel under the press. Decades later, while thousands of ordinary 59 Impalas rusted away, this one survived, its panels showing only natural patina. It wasn't just a car, it was a time capsule. Number 7, the Impala almost became a famous pace car, but lost at the last second. Chevrolet had it all planned. A specially built 59 Impala convertible was prepared and promoted for a major racing event. Advertisements were printed, graphics were ready. Then at the last moment, pressure from a rival manufacturer collapsed the deal, and another car took the role instead. Chevrolet's ad campaign was already too far along to pull, so some of that promotional material ran anyway, describing a role the Impala never actually got to perform. The specially prepared car still exists today, in a private collection, still wearing pace car graphics for a race it never paced. Number 6. Chevrolet fought internally over a single number for months. The 1959 Impala was long, low, and wide. That signature 119-inch wheelbase, nearly 2 feet longer than most family sedans. On the road today, which wasn't picked randomly, it came out of a months-long internal fight. Engineers wanted a number that guaranteed a smooth highway ride. Designers wanted a number that made the car look like nothing else on the street. For a while, those two numbers didn't match. The compromise they landed on became the exact proportion that made the 59 Impala's silhouette instantly recognizable from a block away, one of the most copied shapes of the entire decade. That long body wasn't just about impressing people in the driveway. It was the result of a fight over exactly how far Chevrolet was willing to go. Number 5. The Impala wasn't loved by everyone at first. Not everyone clapped when the 59 Impala arrived. Today, it's considered one of the greatest automotive designs ever made. In 1959, plenty of people thought Chevrolet had lost its mind. Some buyers thought the fins were too extreme. Some felt Chevrolet had gone too far. The design was bold enough to divide opinion. And that's exactly what made it unforgettable. The Impala wasn't trying to blend into traffic. It was trying to be noticed. More than 6 decades later, the very features people once questioned are the reason collectors chase these cars today. Number 4. The Impala's success forced every rival to react. The Impala's numbers didn't just impress Chevrolet's own accountants. They rattled the entire industry. Within a couple of years, competitors were scrambling to answer it. Softer fins here, wider dashboards there. Entire ad campaigns rebuilt around personality instead of just horsepower. Detroit had spent the 50s selling practicality. The Impala proved buyers wanted to be noticed instead. That shift didn't stay in. 1959, it became the blueprint for how American cars were marketed. For the rest of the decade, the Impala didn't just win a sales year. It changed what every car company thought a family car was supposed to sell. Number 3, a 1959 Impala became a Pixar legend. Millions of people have seen a 59 Impala without even realizing it. Inside Pixar's cars, Ramon, the colorful lowrider with hydraulic suspension and unmistakable attitude, was inspired directly by the 1959 Chevrolet Impala. For an entire generation, this classic Chevy became part of childhood memories. A car that started life in Detroit's design studios ended up becoming a character loved around the world. Not many automobiles can say they're famous in real life and in animation. Number 2, 359 Impalas took over the Super Bowl stage. In 2022, the 1959 Chevrolet Impala reached a place few classic cars ever get to, the Super Bowl halftime show. During a legendary performance featuring some of hip-hop's biggest names, 3 customized 59 Impala lowriders rolled across the stage in front of millions. More than 60 years after leaving Chevrolet showrooms, the Impala was still creating a pop culture moment. Detroit built the car. Generations of fans kept it alive. Number 1, 1959. Impala became part of hip-hop history. The final story isn't just about a car. It's about legacy. A custom 1959 Chevrolet Impala Sport Coupe lowrider appeared in the music video for Higher alongside Nipsey Hussle, DJ Khaled, and John Legend, connecting this car to one of the most emotional moments in modern hip-hop culture. What started as a Chevrolet design experiment in 1959 became, decades later, a symbol of art, music, and personal expression. From Detroit steel to Hollywood screens, music videos, and street culture. The same car that shocked America in 1959 became a symbol for generations, who weren't even born when it rolled off the line. That's the story of the 59 Impala, a car that began as a futuristic dream and became a piece of American culture. More than 6 decades later, the 1959 Chevrolet Impala is still everywhere, in movies, in music, on auction stages, and in the garages of collectors who understand exactly what makes it special. It wasn't just a car with big fins. It was a snapshot of an era when America believed the future could be built with steel, chrome, and imagination. Now it's your turn. What legendary car should we cover next? Drop it in the comments. The most requested car might become our next story.